I know we're here to talk about Rotherham, but there's only one thing everybody in football, and not just football, is talking about right now. What do you make of the events of the last 48 hours and the idea of a closed-shop European Super League?
Well, if I'm honest, Mark, I don't think I can comment on that. The last 24 hours, I can't tell you why I've been so busy, but I've been that busy. I've not even looked at television. I've only had what people have chucked at me, telling me what so-and-so said or what so-and-so said. And I don't know any enough facts. I've not seen enough information. I've read this morning what Yannick Balazi's saying, but I've not spoke to anybody. So I can't really give you a comment at the minute, pal.
Okay.
I just don't know enough facts to comment. I'd be just surmising and guessing, really.
Yeah. Have you been to Mourinho by any chance? I know you.
Hang on, Mark. You're just breaking up, Mark. Hang on, Mark. You're breaking up too. Start again. Say it again now. You just broke.
Right, yeah, you were breaking up too. Yeah. Have you been in touch with Jose Mourinho? I know you were talking recently about how well you two get on.
Well, now you're talking, aren't you? Yeah. Have I been in touch with Jose Mourinho? What can you say about? That was one decision for me that don't come over right to me. They've obviously got somebody lined up already. Once again, the hierarchy at Tottenham are listening to the players, which is absolutely rubbish. Players will have got him the sack, and it doesn't surprise me at all, really, because unfortunately some owners just listen to the players, and I've seen it in the past where you've got disgruntled players deliberately saying things because they know they're not going to get a look in, and I just think it's the modern world now, isn't it, with players? Some owners listen all the time, and some have got a little bit more common sense. But obviously, at Tottenham, the first issue is what's happened, and player power. Call it what you want. I did watch some of the last few performances, and I watched an England player looked as though he didn't give a damn, and I did think then. Jose's time might be limited when this particular player didn't look as though he tried a leg.
Does that just you don't need reminding, but just re-emphasise the importance of the relationship then between manager or head coach, whatever, and chairman?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The timing of it, a week before the cup final. I'm sorry, but I can't remember Tottenham winning that much, if I'm honest, in my career. So it'll be interesting, won't it, to see how they go on Sunday. I know now who I want to win.
We know who you want to win tomorrow night, obviously, but you are up against a side where you had very recent success, didn't you? And a lot of fun as well, I got the impression, when you were Rotherham manager.
Well, I wouldn't be sat here now if it hadn't been for Rotherham. Rotherham would just give me a bloody an enjoyment that I thought I'd finish with. I think that when I went to Rotherham, I'd actually accepted that I'd retired. And it was only the circumstances with Sharon's, chemotherapy and that incident that happened. And then, okay, I'm going I'm going to go then for 16 games. I think we were 6 points adrift. And it was just an amazing time. Woody's still there. Woody's just signed a new contract. He must be 48. Would he? And he'll give everything tomorrow. Absolutely everything. You know what you're going to get. And he'll be blood here and bandages here, and he just carries on. He's a fabulous professional. And, I've nothing but time. And Paul Warne as well. He was. I think he might have learnt a lot in those 16 games, Paul, because he was my fitness lad, and what an incredibly lovely young man as well. So I'm pleased. Obviously I hope they stay up, mate.
Do you think going into this one again? We've talked recently about the youngsters and when you might throw them in and what's the right game and what isn't.
Say it again.
Whether you throw youngsters in.
Sorry, Mark. You just keep. I'm just asking Juicy if he could understand what you said about the youngsters.
All right. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Sorry. I can now. You're like a Dalek. at this end.
All right. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the youngsters recently and what might or might not be a good game to throw them in for. When you consider Rotherham are desperate for points, do you have the same question again tomorrow night?
I just think to myself, Rotherham desperate for points, Sheffield Wednesday desperate for points, Wickham desperate for points. When are they going to get a look in? You know, yeah, I know, I know what you're saying. It's what I don't want to do is kill them. Young Josh has done so well, and he's had good games in the 23s, and he's had bad games in the 18s. You know, he's a little bit hot and cold, and to chuck him in at the deep end, you know, I still think he's going to get time, but it's as and when really.
Do you think other teams will look at other teams in the relegation fight would look at whatever team you put out tomorrow as well? I mean, would that bother you in any way, the idea that somebody might look and go, oh, he's played the kids there?
Well, I would think other teams in the other thingy will be thinking, bloody hell, they're playing Middlesbrough tomorrow. They don't win games now. You know, I can't see us beating anybody, can you, if we keep making mistakes like we did last week? And you can have as much ball as you want, like we did, and couldn't take chances that you'd score on a Sunday League pitch every day, you know. It's not a great recipe. So I don't think anybody will be, you know, whatever team we're playing, I would think that that Rotherham will be quite confident, and I would think others will look at it and think exactly the same. So, you know, unless we stop making stupid mistakes and taking our opportunities, you know, I still think it's possible in the next 4 games we could score quite a few goals. But you know, it's been terrible for the last 4 months really. The goals we've conceded, it's been a disgrace really.
So with 4 games to go, then I don't really know what to ask on this. I mean, what can you say about what you can do?
It's hard for you guys, isn't it? Because the same headlines in the same papers about the games are running out and nothing at stake, and he's looking to next season, and will it be him? What we're going to do? I mean, there's only so much you can bloody write about, isn't there? Really, I do feel sorry for you guys, because I've never really been in this situation as a manager. I've always either been fighting relegation or promotion. And it's similar to, I'm not saying that I do get like that, but, you know, like pre-season games and things like that, I can't get up for that. But my pride is, you know, I wanted to beat QPR, I wanted to beat Rotherham. And it disappoints me when lads let me down, if I'm honest, you know, with the goals we concede, etc. So I've just got to do my best for the 4 games, really, and see if we can get any results out of them.
And I know there'll be a few months between, you know, the 8th of May and the new season, but do you have any concerns at all that if you continue to finish this season in this fashion, that might have a hangover going into the new one?
None whatsoever. If we lost the last 4 games, I think we'll start right on the front foot, pre-season. Right, looking forward to it. The squad will be changed. There'll be new faces. People will be glad to see them. The lads that are here will know what I've been talking about for the last 5 or 6 weeks. And I think everybody will look forward to it. Fans as well, really. Hopefully they'll all be back in as well, which I think will make a big difference as well.
Okay, thanks, Neil. Cheers.
All right, Mark.
No, Gail Davis, Sky.
Sky, where are you? Sky, where is he?
Gail from
Gail.
Sky.
Was it? Gail.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, Gail.
I'm just here.
Sorry, Gail, I can't see. I
Hopefully,
couldn't see.
I'm having as much internet problems as you. I know you don't want to talk about the details of the Super League, but when you think about the moments of your career that's given you the most joy, you know, the drama around it, you just said yourself, that's what drives you, doesn't it? The really big games that really matter. The idea of having a bit of a closed shop can't fill you with that much joy. Well,
the memories for me are when I started at Burton Albion, beating Staines, I think it was, and Wickham Wanderers, who were non-league then, in the FA Cup. I think we went to somewhere called March when I was at Burton. I still look for their results at times on a Sunday morning, and it's so I look at all the divisions and realise how important football is to society. and the fans are not just the league clubs and Premier League clubs, but all down to the grassroots, and I've had some really good times at these non-league grounds around the country, where I've been, where I come from, really. So, but it's difficult for me commenting on anything, just what people tell me, because I have not. Believe you me, last night I was working here till 9 o'clock. I was speaking to people all over the world, and I just want to. I haven't had time to even look, and the only thing I look at when I go home is the news.
It's been big enough to make the news, though, hasn't it? It's very rare that a football story is leading, major news channels, and the Prime Minister's calling emergency meeting. You kind of know it's big, but think about some of the clubs you're at, the club you're at now, and what that club means to the fans. And there is always that sense of a dream, isn't it? That one day, you look at Leeds playing last night, and the ability to be back one day, they want to play Champions League again. And for football not to have that pyramid, that dream, for somebody that's seen it for as long as you have and been involved for as long as you have, that must make you a little bit sad.
Well, I'm not sure if the dream can't continue, because I don't know enough about it. I don't know whether there's going to be any ups and downs, I've only heard roughly things, so I don't know whether the dream's going to be extinguished. I can't imagine it being extinguished, because that's what we all thrive on. We all thrive on that start of the season, the first game when the grass is green and everybody's fresh. We all think about this is going to be the year we get promotion. This is going to be the year we win the cup. So I'm hoping that dreams aren't put to bed. That's what I'm hoping. But until, like you say, if you want to ask me in a few days' time, I'm sure I'll have digested everything.
Just finally, though, on this, with players as well, if they're talking about the top 6 teams, if you play for them and they're playing in this Super League, they won't be able to play for their country. And I think that's
great for a manager, isn't it? Isn't it great for a manager, that? That'd be great. I'd be loving that. If my 2 Irish lads now I said to them yesterday about having a nice relax in 3 weeks' time, and Paddy said we've got 2 more games in June, so I'm hoping it comes in quick if that's the case.
It would only be for the top 6 clubs.
Oh, right.
Unless
Sorry.
you're about to move to Tottenham and you haven't told us.
No, I think the manager at Tottenham's already been picked. Especially with all the staff going. And I wonder if probably Daniel's had a word with the players to see who they want.
Don't fancy it, no.
With Daniel, I think he's a little bit out of my league, that.
Just finally for you, no mincing of your words as usual after the weekend. When you sit here now, what constitutes a successful end of the season for you?
Top 10 now. I want to finish in the top 10, mate. I have got a nucleus of lads that I know want to fight for results, etc. We've just got to come up with and try and get the points from what we've got left, and the squad that we've got left, and the games coming up. Like you said, they're all. You've got to try and win them all, because you've got to try and keep the competition as it is. That we're playing 3 out of the bottom teams in the 4 games, so it's important that we try and get the results, and that's what I'm going to be trying.
Brilliant, thank you.
Sorry, Gail.
We've got Simon or Rock Time Tees.
Thanks.
Tyne Tees, where are we? Hi, Simon.
Hi, Neil, you're right.
Yes.
Just one from me, really, today. You've been very honest about the situation you're in, and most of your players are experienced enough to know the way the world works. They know that you're going to want some of them, but not all of them, to go forward with. I just wondered, does that create a sort of unusual atmosphere within the training ground over these sort of period of weeks?
Yes, it does, Simon. It's really difficult. It will be for the next 3 more weeks. It's only developed probably in the last 3-4 weeks. But it's human nature, isn't it, really? I probably should have made decisions earlier than this, but you do try and keep it all together. But it's just how it is when things develop and people are looking to next season. The game's coming up. We've nothing to play for, when you look at the league table, etc. So it's a difficult time for a manager to keep your focus, really.
Okay, thanks. Good luck.
Okay, pal.
BBC Look North.
BBC Look North. Where is it? Oh, it's up there, look.
Above Simon.
Oh, it's got.
BBC Look North.
Is that Simon?
I know.
There you go.
Hi, Simon. Nice sign at the back, Simon. Is that in your office?
No. Well, it's in a cubby hole.
All right.
Typical BBC. So it's
Right.
Jeff, Simon's the other one.
Okay.
Just a couple from me, Neil. I think I read at the weekend you said that revamping the club is going to be your biggest challenge yet, which is quite a statement considering how long you've had in the game. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think it's we've been building up to this this scenario really until we can not sweep the clean. I just think it's one of those that we've not been able to make decisions really longer term. Whereas I think now we're in a great position that we can actually we're looking now to clear the decks and start with a squad that I feel will be good enough next year to compete at the top.
And are you fairly advanced? Are you fairly far on who you want to bring in? And
well, we're
choices
talking.
you want to make?
We are talking all the time, and the staff of Ronnie Jepson. He's been abroad, looking at a couple of games, and he's got to go in quarantine now, so he won't be on the bench on Wednesday night, unfortunately. But it's important that I think that myself, Kevin, and we see a few players ourselves now. And try and come up with the right answers, what we believe are the right going. For this, it's going to be difficult. The three teams that have got relegated or will get relegated from the Premier League will have masses of money to throw away. You're going to get three of the playoff teams still in the division. So you're going to. I would imagine we'll be somewhere like 12th, 13th with the bookies, 14th with the bookies. So, to put it in perspective. So we've got to swim the channel, really. And that's what makes it so exciting, I think. You've got no excuse. The local press can give me stick if it don't work out, and you guys and that. And it don't bother me. I'm going to just do my best. I want to give the fans something to shout about next year. I don't want to have any excuses about his contract's up, their contract's up and all that, because they won't. They'll all be my players, next year. The ones that stay, even if they've been here a while, they're still my players next year. And that's why I want to crack on from the day one. And we want to get players in sooner rather than later.